All right. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, we are going to talk about Jermell Iron Man Charlo and Terence Crawford's broken promise to boxing fans, and also lashing out once again at boxing fans for their jealousy. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to do a little conversation called Remember That I Told You So, and specifically around Jermell Charlo and Terence Bud Crawford. There's been several people that have been out on the YouTube world bringing this topic up about what Terence Crawford had said he was going to do with Jermell Charlo if he did not get the Errol Spence Jr. fight. So we're going to go back to that one again, but also Terence Crawford took to Twitter and let people know exactly what he thought about him again, and their thoughts about telling him what to do with his career. Before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're a longtime subscriber and supporter, thank you for your support. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. Terence Crawford fans, look, man, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just sorry that it took place. I'm sorry that these things have to be this way. Consistently getting comments in the comment section from Terence Crawford fans saying, man, your hate of Terence Crawford is over the top. It is out of hand. And my response to all of that is, look, man, if you don't want people to talk about it, don't say it. Also, you're a public figure. You're in boxing. It is what it is, man. The facts are the facts. And since we've been having this conversation for a while, we're going to see it all the way to the conclusion. And that conclusion is going to be that I told you so. And so did other people, not just about the fact that Terence Crawford did not fight Errol Spence Jr. when people said, look, man, this guy said he's not going to take the fight. Now, I have to admit that I was wrong, because I had said for a while that Terence Crawford was going to fight Errol. I was confident that he was going to do it and that he would take that fight. I was never, however, confused about his promise or his statement. I guess somebody can say it's not a promise, that if he did not get the Errol Spence Jr. fight, what he was going to do, that he was going to move up to 154 pounds and go after Jermell Charlo. And as several channels and other people have brought up, there has been absolutely no conversation in that regard out of Terence Crawford's camp ever since the Errol Spence and Terence Crawford fight fell through. And now, not only did he not, after the Errol Spence Jr. Fight fell apart, did he not try to go get Jermell Charlo after that, or instead of that, and that honestly makes sense, because how are you going to negotiate for a fight with Jermell Charlo when when you fight basically as the same trainer as the guy that you were negotiating to fight in the first place? But, whole lot of people didn't really recognize the silliness of that. But now that Terence Crawford Errol Spence is going to go fight Keith Thurman, and we know that fight is not taking place, the route that Terence Crawford takes is not Jermell Charlo once again. It is apparently conversations are being had with Oscar De La Hoya for fights with fights with guys that are these killers in the division, like Alexis Rocha in his next fight, potentially with Golden Boy Promotions. And Oscar De La Hoya said that he is looking to offer Terence Crawford a schedule of fights that will ultimately lead to a fight with Errol Spence Jr. And, if anybody believes what's coming out of the mouth of Oscar De La Hoya, man, I got a bridge to sell you in New York, because, he's out there on Twitter saying all kind of stuff, like the fact that Jermell Charlo was being protected by the WBC from Jaime Munguia, when any and everybody knows full well that Oscar De La Hoya has never seriously tried to put Jaime Munguia in a competitive fight. He's also never really seriously tried to put Virgil Ortiz in a serious fight yet. Also, you could say the same thing about Ryan Garcia, except for with Ryan Garcia, it seems like he's still talking about it. And we are, what is this, February? The date of this video was February 4th. So we still have, what is that, 8-9 weeks left before he's supposed to fight in the second week of April against Ryan Garcia is supposed to fight Gervonta Davis. So, there's that hope of that taking place. But even then, in the back of my mind, at the very least, I'm saying, okay, man, I don't know about that. However, as far as what's going on with Jermell Charlo, not a peep out of Terence Crawford's mouth about Jermell Charlo. Now, I'm sure people are going to say, hey, it is because Jermell Charlo got injured and then his fight with Tim Tszyu got pushed back, so he still has to fight Tim Tszyu. I don't doubt at all that there's an issue with actually making the fight between Terence Crawford and Jermell Charlo, but making a move up to 154 pounds where you are the WBO super champion at 147 and putting yourself in position by taking a fight at 154 is at least some type of signal that you're actually interested in that. Now, the other thing that I just find is interesting, man, is when people tell Terence Crawford about this, Terence Crawford keeps doing these things, which in my opinion is never really going to create a situation where there's a high demand for a fight between him and anybody. And that is him consistently dumping on boxing fans. I do believe he's the only person that I know that will actually just make blanket statements about boxing fans, calling them jealous, calling them broke, calling them miserable, right? And these are people that are supposed to be buying his fights, right? So I know I've heard in situations where guys like Errol Spence Jr. may have responded to an individual person through tweets or through something like that, where they may go back and forth with that particular fan. But just the blanket statements about fans being broke, being miserable in their lives, jealous of him, all of that stuff just rings to me like, man, look, dude, if you make decisions, you got to live with the consequences of your decisions. People are not going to like it. First of all, they're not going to like it if you talk about making a big fight like Errol and Terence, and then you walk away from that fight. There is no amount of explanation that in the general boxing populace that they're going to accept. They're going to look at you because you're the one that turned down the fight. Like, hey, man, we trusted you. We thought that, you were the best fighter in the world, number one pound for pound fighter in the world. You've got a guy here that I thought is just a straightforward boxer. I'm not saying I thought this. I'm saying other people thought that. It was just a straightforward, basic fighter that you said you were going to destroy. And at the end of the day, you choose not to fight him over some stuff that really sounds like 100% pure arrogance. Arrogance, is that the right way? Just ego. Ego is probably the better word. But then talk about fighting Jermell Charlo and then now have absolutely nothing to say about that and look like you're making no steps in that direction. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.